Hi, this is Kerry Artak with Wicked Stocks, bringing you your daily NVIDIA report for Friday, July 25th, 2025. Let's take a look at the charts. Start with the big picture. Just a reminder that 5 weeks ago today, we closed above the 149.87 one-year channel top, then indicating the 176.78 2.5-year channel top as a 2 to 3 month or sooner objective. We mentioned it could be in as little as 3 to 5 weeks. And, last week we didn't push into the 1% zone, but we came very close. This week, the 1% zone begins at 175.02. 1% below 176.78 is really the beginning of a sell zone. Whether you've been long NVIDIA for the last 3-4 weeks or the last 3-4 months, this is an area to respect for exiting some of your long position, taking some profits, maybe all, depending on what your perspective is and how you like to trade. If we, however, do close today, the week itself at 178.55 or higher, which is 1% above 176.78, then we enter a new buy signal that should, over the next 2 to 3 months, yield the 219.64 level as an objective. That is nothing but a full swing to the upside, taking the January 25 high, subtracting the April low, and adding to that spread, the January high. The 100% swing to the upside would be expected within 2 to 3 months of closing today, 178.55 or higher. Until then, if we don't close at 178.55 or higher, this is still the sell zone that begins at 175.02. The focus is 176.78 on the weekly chart, where we can fall away back into the upper 140s, low 150s within a month or two of testing this important upper zone. Now, whether we see this area today or not, I think has everything to do with whether we hold above 170.65. 170.65 is this still legitimate 3-4 week channel bottom that we spiked below on Tuesday, closed just below, essentially right at, at the time I'd mentioned, in this report that whether we see 162.67 has everything to do with whether the following day we actually opened below this formation. And as it turns out, on Thursday we opened clearly back above it, that held the lows for the day, and we continued higher on Thursday. So 170.65 is still a legitimate support level. I could call this potentially session containment, but because kind of the wild swings we've seen over the last few days, I want to keep it light. 176.65 is preceded by 171.39, which is the high of the low that was put out on Tuesday. So this is an area that can contain intraday, possibly daily selling pressures, and yes, above which we're not far from testing the 176.78 formation. We could see that actually today. And that sell zone once again begins at 175.02. If we do close, though, today at 178.55 and you went short today as we're testing the 175, 176 handle resistance, my suggestion is to at the very least exit that short position and consider reversing, going long, staying long into the 219.64 area by the end of the year or sooner, probably within about 2 to 3 months.
If you're finding value in this analysis, it's only a glimpse of what we offer. Your real trading edge starts at wickedstocks.com. Each week, premium members receive 2 high-probability stock picks. Each one comes with a complete trade plan, including exact entry, profit target, stop loss, and regular updates so you can manage the trade with confidence. You'll also get daily video analysis in the top traded markets, the SPY, the Triple Q, and NVIDIA, highlighting the key price levels, trends, and trade setups we're focused on. Whether you're day trading or swing trading, these insights help you zero in on the highest quality opportunities with clarity. Try it all free for 5 days. Cancel at any time.
Getting back to the downside, if we happen to break 170.65 today, I don't expect 162.77. I think what we could anticipate is 167.03, which is the low settlement price that was put out on Tuesday. I don't have it labeled here, but it's a line pretty much right here. I see it as an intraday target if we break or open below 170.65. And if we break 167.03 or we close below 167.03, then yes, on Monday we test 162.77. Now we came so close to testing last week within the 1% zone of 176.78, that, one can make the case for anticipating 162.77 over the next week or two. And if we close today, once again, below 167.03, I see 162.77 on Monday. 162.77 is your 2 to 3 week time horizon trade level. It is a level you can buy, 2 to 3 week swing traders, anticipating possible upward rotation back into the mid to upper 170s. And inversely, 2 to 3 week swing traders can sell 176.78 up to 177.03, anticipating bearish rotation down to this rising 162.77 channel bottom. But as I've been saying, now that we've approached, we have yet to test outright, but we're certainly we're closing in on the zone as we test this 176.78 to 177.03 area. I think the 3 to 5 week swing traders can anticipate a possible upper 140s target that is really more like the lower 150s. This soon-to-be 4-month channel bottom at 152.74 is our base of support as we move through the rest of the third quarter and into later year. It would be a settlement below 152.74 that would tell me we've got a good high for the year. I don't even have an objective mapped out because we're so far off that mark right now. I will say that if we close below 162.77 over the next week or so, then 152.74 becomes a clear, 1 to 2 week, possibly 3 to 5 day target where a long entry can be placed, shorts can be covered over the 3 to 5 day time frame, and one could pursue a long trade into September, really, because I think within 3 to 5 weeks it would take us to round all the way back up into what would then be clearly the upper 170. So big picture, we've got a two-sided framework, really, and we're at the upper end of that right now in the upper 170s, anticipating possible bearish rotation back into the upper 140s, low 150s, if, however, we close above 178.55. And after all, we're still in a kind of a 4-month bull trend. It's just that we have a 2.5-year channel top that could have something to say about all that. But if we close at 178.55 or higher, that 4-month bull trend turns into more of like a 6 or 8 month bull trend, because over the following 2 to 3 months, I would expect 219.64. Please click like, share, subscribe. Check out wickedstocks.com. We put out 2 stock picks this week, one in Riot Platforms, the other in Lindy PLC. We'll be putting out 2 more next week. This is a great time to take advantage of that 5-day free trial, because you'll see the 2 stock picks this week, and you'll see at least one of the two stock picks that we'll put out next week. You'll also get daily Triple Q, daily SPY analysis, weekly Apple stock analysis. So check us out. You get it all for free for 5 days. I'll be back Sunday with Monday's NVIDIA report. You have a great weekend.